Hey, okay, so the drill that you're really going to want to do most forever is going to be called spider walk or just playing the chromatic scale. And the benefit of the chromatic scale is that you can't get it wrong because you hit any note you're playing the chromatic scale because it's literally every key. So just find a place to start, maybe on the 3 or the 4 or the 1 or the 5, it doesn't matter. And then just play every single note descending downward. And then go back up. And you could practice this with hammer-ons and pull-ups. You could practice string skipping with this, which is kind of difficult. Go down and go back up. And by doing that, you're working on a lot of the helpful skills that will allow you to create later on when you know more specific scales. So you're just learning how to move your fingers and how to syncopate, or how to sync it, I guess, with your right hand, or left hand if you're, oriented that way. So do this all over the fret, because if you're doing it up here on the 1, that will require more of a stretch, maybe a little bit more strength. Whereas if you're doing it up here, it might even be a little bit easier to play, might be harder, I'm not really sure. And then go back up. Work on the difference between the frets, because if you're doing this up here, that's a much different series of notes. So work on just doing this all over the neck. And now you're also going to want to work on your speed. Once you can get comfortable, just maybe just playing whatever's comfortable. It's helpful to play something that you can't play. And what I mean by that is you do not want to hit every note perfectly because you're not challenging yourself enough. Also, you don't want to hit every note imperfectly because then you're challenging yourself too much. The optimal error rate is about 15%. So you want to get the notes right about 85% of the time. So that means you pretty much question your speed. So if this is you, it's perfectly fine to be here, where you can hit every note this slow, and if you go faster, maybe you start missing up a little bit. That's fine, because you can challenge that. So for me, I could play comfortably about where I'm hitting all the right notes. So I do want to question that. I want to say, well, what else can I do? But if I just go, I'm trying to, no, it won't work. I won't learn anything. So got probably 70 to 8, maybe that was a little bit too fast, probably. But if you work on this daily, you will challenge your current ability. So do that, and it is helpful. So what's next, though? So hopefully you've been working on When the Saints Go Marching In, learning this little jingle, just kind of hopefully referring back to it so that you can kind of keep that in your repertoire as opposed to forgetting it, which is not as good. Like, imagine learning a new word and then forgetting it a week later. It's almost as if you never knew the word. So go back and learn When the Saints Go Marching In if you've kind of forgotten about that. Rehash all of these drills, rehash all of these songs so that you will eventually ingrain them into your playing and you'll just kind of be able to whip them out whenever. So there was another song, little jingle, that would be beneficial for you to learn at this point now that you're more able to hit some of the notes, and that would be The Addams Family. The Addams Family theme song. You're probably familiar with it, right? Ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da. So that's the first part, and that's the easier part to learn. You're just going to start from the F here, and then just, instead of doing snaps, it's kind of hard to do, and you can't really do it with a pick very easy. So just kind of add these little muted notes in. So F, that'll be the 1, and then G, which would be the 3, and then A, which would be the open on the A string, and then A sharp, which would be the 1. Da-da-da-da. And then it goes one step higher for every note. So instead of starting on the F, you're going to start on the G. And I usually go, instead of going here to the 5, I just do an open note. It's a little easier. So, hey. Then you go back to the other one. And I believe that repeats again. And yeah, just kind of hum it out, or go listen to the original theme song. And humming really helps me kind of getting the rhythm down, because when you're looking at tabs, you can't really see the rhythm usually. You have to kind of produce that yourself because there's no duration on the notes in tablature. So learning the first part, learning in stages, is pretty helpful to you. So the second part is a little bit more tricky. Not that bad though. So you're going to be using the A sharp major chord. That'd be the 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You're not really going to hit this bass note up here. You're going to skip that. So it kind of goes. So see if we could try to emulate that. You're going to go 3, 3, 3. And then it goes to the F. Is that the F? D sharp, rather. So 3, 3, 3. And then it goes back up. Then it goes 1 on the D string, and then 1 on the B string. And then, again, starting with the 1, now you're going to play kind of the F chord, except you're going to pick it out. So start with this 1 and hammer on the 2. Then back down to the 1. And then 3, finishing up the F chord, landing on the F. Then you go open with the D. And then below it with the 3. That seems kind of confusing, so let's do it again. And then we kind of start over again with what we just did. And then this is the confusing part. We're going to start on the 3 of the G string. Yeah. And back up to the F. Open. Walk it up. So, let's see if we can piece that together. And then you go back to the intro. Yeah. And then now you would piece everything all together. Yeah! Have an excellent day. Please.